Brand new LCP.
We gonna get right to it, man. This week, it's a stacked, busy week at the LCP, man. I got 2 episodes dropping this week. I have this episode right here, and I have a special bonus episode I'm working on regarding the biggest lake in Georgia, Lake Lanier, where I'm gonna dive into the past, the history, Oscarville, the buried town under the lake, some of the cemeteries, Forsyth County, and how up until about the 1990s, that county was still banning black people from living there. So we're going to dive into a lot of shit this week. Man, on this episode, man, I'm going to dive into some of the viral topics that have been going around social media. Now, I seen some shit popped off. Look, I'm going to tell y'all right now. You guys who have been with the podcast from the beginning, y'all know what time this is. That
brand new LCP.
You guys who have been here from the beginning know that I am a major supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. 1,000%. I'm going to clap it up, man, because I believe that everybody should have the right. Live how you want. If you like men, you like men. You like women, you like women. You dress trans, you want to convert fully through surgery, you want to do drag. I don't give a fuck. Live your life however you want to live. But now, I came across the podcast clip. Again, this podcast was, I'm not sure the name of the podcast, but the podcast is by Toure. That is Toure. And he had a trans woman on his podcast by the name of Raquel Willis. Again, this person is a trans woman. And she said if she met a man out at a bar, that she would wait at least 2 dates to tell this person that she was trans. And look, I'm going to tell you right now.
Ooh, you a lie.
Don't do that shit. If you are a trans woman, do not wait 2 dates to tell that man, hey, look, man, you know, I was born. Do not do it. Don't do it. That's how people die. I'm just keeping it a fucking 100. That's how people die. I ain't gonna bullshit you.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
You guys gonna see in a couple minutes, I'm gonna play for you guys a story. And I can pick from so many stories where a trans woman went on a date with a man. Because y'all know now, in this fucking world now, it's so many ways to where you could be born a man and you could go through surgery, you could do filters, you could have makeup, you could have cosmetic surgeries, so many things you can do to make yourself fully look like a woman. But this is what Raquel Willis had to say. Check this out.
Hate the burden of having to talk about my transness on the first or even the second date.
Wow. You would let me take you out twice.
Well, this is ideal.
Say, right. And not say, just so you know.
If we met out and about, yeah, I'm more likely to hold off longer. Now, online, if I'm like on an app or something, I put it in my profiles. Like, I don't play that game.
No, but if I met you at a bar, restaurant, whatever, Raquel's so beautiful, can I take you out? Sure.
It varies, but I'm not going to be like, can you take me out? Sure. Oh, by the way, I'm trans. Like, I might do that, but I don't feel obligated to do that.
I'm going to tell you right now, that is how you get killed. Again, I'm not advocating for the death of nobody. Again, you guys know I am a supporter, one more time, of the LGBTQ plus community. I have been a supporter from day one. You guys can go back many episodes. I have always been a supporter. But on the flip side, I'm going to keep it real. I ain't going to bullshit you. Don't do that. If you was born a man, somebody has the right to know that. Do not wait 2-3 dates in and now you kind of feeling me. So now you're not going to tell me until a month later, like right before maybe things were starting to get physical. So now you want to tell me. Don't do it. Because if you live like that, again, you have the right to do that. But as we know, you cannot control how somebody might react to finding out information that they feel they should have known ahead of time. So before I get to the clip, and I play for you guys a quick little story of somebody who withheld information and it did not end properly. Like I said, man, I'm trying to get back to some of the essence of that LCP, but with so many new streaming rules and laws, it kind of make it tough. But my guy, Jalen Santoy, released a new project May 31st entitled A Story for Later. So before I get to that news clip I want to play for you guys in relation to a trans woman who withheld information and things didn't go too well, I want to play a song by my guy, Jalen Santoy. This is called Lip Service. And remember, if you are trans, it is fully okay, but do not withhold information. Don't do it. Lip Service, Jalen Santoy.
See, lately I've been overlooking projections. Ain't no y'all cross the line who steppin'. Boy, chill out, this ain't pump flex. Diamonds clearly what you want in seconds. They on them. Imagine the life I be living if stories is given. Apply to the pressure I'm feeling from people not willing to show up. Sometimes I might pull up, sometimes I might roll up. I know that ain't everything for us. Phone be on D&D, do not disturb me. I can't go back to just dealing. Ice. Veins popping out, I just popped out. Water on me to the scenic route. Switch flip, now I gotta like, I think it's time for another accountant. I think it's time that we triple the balance. She think it's time to up the allowance. She got in the habit saying she just need ice. Only thing will calm her down. Tennis on the neck, game man set. Make the kids do the run around. Venus, moon, sunshine, and say the gold glisten different on the turnaround. Long road back home, 485 straight, don't turn around. Seeing life, we ain't gotta talk about it, I got mine. Slow roll, bring it in. Don't run. What you need to feel now. They say you don't give a damn about what they say. Pressure on your hip, you gon' take that risk. Murder, all she wrote, I don't hear no show me you different and keep it consistent. Leave out all the tripping, leave out on the mission complete. That didn't reap what you sow, now the closet look different. You ain't Larsa Pippen, you go yard when tripping. You go hard, I witness, I seen it. Ego keep building, that booty keep bouncing. Goddamn it, I feed it. You ain't gon' make me believe that I need it. Look, last time I was learning a lesson. Last time I was hurting, who check it. Last time was around, didn't hit. I wasn't really asking no questions. Everybody won't see it, most won't believe it. You just gotta know that you destined. Seen it before they was checking. A blessing. Damn. Seeing life, we ain't gotta talk about it. I got mine. Slow roll, bring it in. Don't run. What you need to feel now. They say you don't give a damn about what they say. Pressure on your hip, you gon' take that risk. Murder all she.
Again, that is my guy, Jalen Santoy. That is lip service. Clap it up for my guy, Jalen Santoy. Now, like I promised, man, going back to the opener of this podcast episode, man, I want you guys to be safe. Like I said, man, if you listen to this podcast and you straight, gay, trans, I don't care what you are. Like, my only focus is that you be safe. Be safe on these streets. Don't go out there and make a bad decision or think that you could withhold information because you're exhausted or maybe you're tired of having to explain yourself. You got to do it. And again, maybe this is a bad example, but like I said, like let's say, for example, I have an STD. And again, I'm not comparing being trans to having an STD. I'm simply using another situation. If I have an STD, right, and I meet somebody, again, yes, it is my obligation to tell this person. And again, with that, maybe I can wait a little bit longer because if we are not being intimate from the jump, that affords me some time to get to know this person and get to know how they think before I tell them, hey, you know what? I have XYZ. But when you are trans, you are stepping into that situation having been born a man. So I feel as if you have to tell somebody that information up front so they can say, you know what? I'm okay with that. I want to get to know you now. Or give them the right to say, you know what? That's not what I'm into. I'm going to go ahead and step aside. But don't take away somebody's choice to say, I am for or I am not okay with that. But now let's dive into this news story.
Investigators say the teenage suspect was so enraged that after shooting the victim multiple times, he left and then returned to the crime scene to open fire once again. Police say video from the neighborhood led them to the alleged killer, 18-year-old Orlando Perez, now held without bond. Investigators say Perez had gone home with the victim, 37-year-old Selena Reyes Hernandez, shortly after meeting her on the morning of May 31st. And in her basement apartment in Marquette Park, Perez learned Reyes Hernandez was transgender.
The offender became very upset. He left the residence. He became more upset, and that's when he came back to the residence, and then he brutally murdered the victim in this case.
Prosecutors say Perez returned to the apartment a third time, again opening fire on the victim's lifeless body. Investigators able to track his alleged movements after gathering more than 24 videos. And police say this image on the victim's phone showed Perez in the residence. At his home were the apparent clothes he had been wearing, and a gun, authorities say, with the same type of bullets used in the shooting. Perez arrested Sunday, the same day marchers gathered in Boys Town to raise awareness about growing violence against the transgender community.
We can't protect ourselves alone. We need the entire community to come together.
Authorities say Perez has no prior record. In court, his attorney said he's a senior at Bogan High School and was on track to graduate.
That right there is why I said, if you are trans, I understand sometimes it may get tiring having to repeat yourself over and over and over to every new person that you meet. But you got to do it because every man is not okay with you being trans. That is not me saying that the lifestyle you choose is not okay. I am simply saying that every man is not okay with that, and that is their right. So if you meet a man on an app, if you meet a man in person, wherever you meet a man, let him know up front, my name is so-and-so, and just for full transparency, I am a trans woman. And that's how we're going to end that segment. Because, of course, I don't want you guys to get hurt, man. But speaking of somebody that could possibly be hurt or ill, Martin Lawrence. Now, we know Martin, Mr. What's that? Oh, Mr. Martin, legend, icon. Man, I remember being in middle school and going to 3rd Avenue in the Bronx, New York, and buying the Def Comedy Jam DVDs back when they had Martin hosting. Like, Martin is one of my favorites, man. Like, favorite stand-up comedian. He's a comedic actor. Like, I just think Martin is great overall. And we know the Martin TV show still comes on TV. It is still in syndication. I believe they have all seasons now on Netflix. It never will get old. You can watch Martin the same episode 4 times in a row, and you're going to laugh all 4 times because that's how funny Martin is. But now, a lot of people say that Martin don't look like himself, that Martin could have possibly had a stroke, and I would agree. Now, looking at Martin, looking at him walk, looking at him talk, even some of his energy, it's not the same Martin that we know. But again, we have to keep in mind that Martin Lawrence is now 59 years old. Clap it up, man, for the long life he is living. Martin is 59. And as we know, like, we have older aunts, we have older grandmas and grandpas. As you get older, you go through health complications. So yes, Martin Lawrence is not going to be the same energetic Martin Lawrence from, Blue Streak, from the Martin TV show when he was playing Shanae and Jerome. Martin Lawrence is now 59. In 11 years, he'll be 70. Now, I know a lot of us who have watched Martin growing up from our childhood, it's hard to believe, but like, that's how fast time go by. I know now we still watch the Martin show and we still love to believe in our head that Martin is the same Martin, but he's not. He could have possibly had a stroke, but you know what? That's his business. Have we not learned nothing from the many people, celebrities who have been sick and tragically passed away? Sometimes people want to keep that shit to themselves. It's not our business. That is for Martin's wife, his daughters, his loved ones. That is for them to figure out, to go through, because I would agree. Like I said, Martin does not look like the same Martin. But again, that is not our business. Now, recently, as he was promoting Bad Boys 4, he did an interview, and this is what Martin had to say about everybody who keeps questioning his health. What you got to say, Martin?
saying that we look good and that I look good because there's a rumor out there that I had a stroke, man.
Man.
That's totally not true. So I just want to clear that up. But I thank everybody for the concern and the love and just thank you. But Marty's all good.
Marty's all right.
There's also a rumor, and I wasn't going to bring it up, that you're a clone. That was the one that I heard. That was a big clone.
Well, that's AI.
One more time, man. I want to clap it up for Martin, man, because like I said, Martin has been a staple in my life since I was a kid, man. Like watching Martin in House Party, watching him in Thin Line Between Love and Hate, watching him in Life with Eddie Murphy. Like Martin Lawrence will forever be an iconic black legend, just a legend overall. So one more hand clap for Martin Lawrence. And like I said, if he had a stroke, if he's sick, man, let's just enjoy the fact that Martin Lawrence is still here. Go see Bad Boys 4. He's still alive. He's still kicking. He is still putting on high quality movies, man. Now this next topic. How do we define snitching? If somebody breaks into your house and holds a gun to your wife's head and you go on the stand and testify, is that considered snitching? Because I'm black, and as we know, in black culture, snitching is very confusing. It's very, very confusing because people use the word snitch for anything. Like I said, if somebody, God forbid, does something to my mama and I point out the suspect, in the hood, I would be considered a snitch, but that's not right. That's not right. Like, I think snitching should only apply for people who are gang members, people who live that life. I don't think snitching should apply for everyday civilians. Now, you guys know where I'm going. I'm going to Bun B. Now, rapper Bun B, I understand he's a rapper. So, again, just by him being a rapper and by some of the things that he has rapped about, people classify him taking the stand to put a suspect away for 40 years. A lot of people are labeling Bun B a snitch. But I don't think he's a snitch. Bun B was home with his wife. A suspect broke into his house, held his wife at gunpoint, and also held Bun B at gunpoint. Now, again, shots were exchanged. Thankfully, Bun B was okay, and his wife were also safe, so clap it at one time for the safety. But I don't think I'm okay with Bun B being labeled a snitch. But now Bun B took the stand. This is what Bun B had to say when he took the stand and detailed what happened when that suspect broke into his house and held his wife at gunpoint. Listen to what he had to say, and also listen to the emotion. That's why I said, to me, this is not snitching. This is a man protecting his community. This is a man that is protecting his family. Listen to what Bun B had to say.
Okay, and I get so angry all again because she didn't deserve it. She didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for this. The next morning, she got out of bed and went down to the kitchen, and I heard her scream, and I went down to see what was wrong, and she had her back turned, and she was crying, and I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She was like, I can't. She was just shaking furiously. I can't. I was like, well, you can't. She's like, I can't look at those stairs. And it was from that point where we realized like she couldn't even be in that house anymore. And has it been hard and caused some strain in our relationship? It is because
I want to clap it up for Bun B, man. Like I said, man, can you imagine yourself as a man, as a black man especially? You are supposed to be your wife's protector. And to know that your wife is going through PTSD, is going through trauma because of what she experienced in that house. I'm sorry. Like I said, you guys can call me a snitch. I am taking the stand as well, especially if it is something that I know is deeply impacting my wife, because like he said, that's their house. And his wife is having a tough time simply being in that house because of everything she experienced and everything she has gone through while living there. She has had a gun put to her head in a place in which is supposed to be your kingdom. It's the place in which you are supposed to come home and feel safe from the world, from society, from everything, especially everything that us as black people have to go through. If you don't feel safe in your own fucking house, then where exactly can you feel safe at? You step outside, you don't feel safe. You come home, you don't feel safe. Like, one more time for Buddy. Shit. Take that stand, man. I don't give a fuck, man. But now, speaking of somebody who don't give a fuck, now, I'm not sure how I feel about this because there was a black mother. She had her car repossessed with her 7-day-old child inside. Now, this is causing kind of an uproar online because this mom was dropping her older child off at daycare. I believe her older child was about 7 years old. And as she took her 7-year-old child inside the daycare, she left her car running and she left her 7-day-old baby inside the car. Now, the repo man was looking for her car. They got her car, but again, as they took the car, they had no idea that there was a baby inside. So, of course, she came out, her car missing. She thinking that she got robbed. And I guess with her calling the police, some type of way, the repo man's dispatcher found out, hey, there's a child inside the car. They pulled over, and, you know, thankfully, hand clap, she got her 7-day-old baby back. Now, of course, with anything on social media, there's an uproar over why she left her child in the car. Again, you have moms and even some dads defending her. You know, you've never been a mom. I've seen a lot of women. You've never been a mom if you don't understand why she left her baby. I'm sorry. I want to boo. I understand as a mom, especially, again, I'm not saying she's a single mom, but my mom was a single mom. And I know that sometimes she left us sitting in the supermarket while she ran over here. But we talking about a car. We talking about a vehicle, especially now. Like, all you got to do is turn on the fucking news and cars are getting robbed. Now, I know some people going to say, well, you know, she was only inside for 30 seconds. It takes 2 seconds to steal a fucking car, especially a car that is running. But I do want to cut her some grace because she's been through it. But let's dive into the news report so you guys can hear from her directly and maybe hear some insight onto why you did that. Because thankfully she got her child back so she can use this as a learning experience. But this is what she had to say.
Bria Miles has had a roller coaster week and a half. Just 11 days ago, she had her baby girl, Adrienne. 7 days later, she thought that child was being kidnapped.
Season out to possible kidnapping in progress.
Sabria Miles left her week-old baby in her car just for half a minute to drop her other toddler off at daycare. When she turned around, she saw someone driving off with the vehicle and child.
From 323 East Riverside, where someone stole a female's Gold car with a newborn inside.
Another mother helped Miles follow the car down the street. It would be several agonizing minutes before the two were reunited.
I couldn't talk. I was just too frustrated and I was crying. You know, I carried my baby for 9 months and now I lost her.
Police say the newborn wasn't kidnapped. A repo man who'd come to take Miles's vehicle had mistakenly driven off with the child still inside. Miles says she had no warning the car was being repossessed. Bria Miles has...
We talked about the situation of what I'm going through and everything, and he sounded understandable and everything else.
Now, though, the new mother is left without a car. Her children's car seats and her cell phone are still inside the repossessed vehicle, too.
And even think about the humanity of repossessing a car at a daycare. I would have been livid had a dealer done that in my parking lot.
Local lawyer and daycare owner Tanisha Carruthers says seeing the mother's story earlier this week tugged on her heartstrings. Since then, she's been trying to raise money to get Miles back on her feet.
What I know is that with the right resources, with the right community support, we have the ability to completely change the trajectory of a family's life.
Miles says she learned from the experience. Police say, though, that there was no negligence on her part.
I've been a mom since I was 15 years old. And this is the first time that anything like this has ever happened to me. And I won't let it happen again.
Now, police say no charges will be filed for anyone in this incident. Carruthers has set up a GoFundMe to raise money for a new car.
Again, man, I want to clap it up, especially for that daycare worker who was also a lawyer who is setting up a GoFundMe and setting up ways to get this young girl back on her feet. But I believe that this dives into a deeper issue because she stated that she's been a mom since she was 15 years old. And what I'm about to say is by no means knocking her or bashing her, but I believe that that maybe serves to a deeper issue. I've kind of lightly touched on this topic before in relation to we got to be more smart about simply just engaging in sexual intercourse, especially if we are not yet at a place in our lives to where we can afford kids. Kids aren't cheap. Like, I only have one child, and kids are not cheap. From diapers, daycare, it's everything, the necessities that a child needs. Kids are not cheap. If you are struggling with one child, if you have one child and you are struggling, again, if some of you guys might call me insensitive, but if you are struggling with one child, do not have another one. The fact that they were already having questions and, discussions about her car being repossessed, you probably are behind on your payments because with the life you are living right now, bills and rent and, child expenses for your other child, daycare, you cannot afford to have another child. And I know by me saying this, it's going to come off as insensitive. I'm bashing women, but I'm really not. Like I said, when I had my first child, I wanted 2 or 3 at the time, but I'm like, this one motherfucker is expensive as fuck. I'm not sure if I want 2 or 3 right now, because then I have to absorb 2 and 3 times the cost of what I'm paying now. Like, you could buy fucking 2 packs of diapers. Them shit is gone in 4. Like, them shits go quick. The formula, the daycare. Because, as adults, we got to work. To any young woman out there, to even any young mother, if you are struggling to raise one child, be safe, protect yourself. Do not have another. I had this conversation last year with a woman who was in her 40s. A woman in her 40s. She was a single mom struggling with 3 kids. Like, she consistently told me, I'm struggling. It's tough out here. I got rent. I'm trying to make ends meet. I'm trying to get food. I'm trying to pay these middle school fees, these high school fees for the kids. And then she went out and had a newborn baby by a man she was having a fling in a situationship with. That man left, so now she's a single mom of 4. Again, I'm not bashing. I'm simply saying that we have to understand where we are in our life, the amount of money that we may or may not be making, and the high cost of things, factoring in inflation. And we have to be smart about what we do, especially sexually, so we don't have 4 kids and now 4 kids are struggling. So I do hope that this mom gets her car back. I do hope that she gets to a place to where things are flourishing, because like I said, this is not me bashing her, because I do feel bad, man. She's a mom since the age of 15. I believe she has 2 or 3 kids, and she's probably a great, amazing mom, man. Like I said, my mom raised 3 of us by herself, and I know how tough it is sometimes, man. There's times me and my brother stayed home. My brother was 10, I was 8, and we at the house. My mom said, I'm going to leave. I'm going to come back at so-and-so time. Don't open the door. Don't go near the door. Don't touch the stove. Like, sometimes as a mom, you have to do what you have to do. But in the climate we live in now, leaving your 7-day-old child in a car, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if it was for 30 seconds. That is not the right way. So please don't do that. Like I said, man, I care about her. I don't know her, but I care about these people's kids, man. Sexy Red said, stop asking about her motherfucking kids. She said her kids are okay. She said she's tired of you motherfuckers online, on social media, jumping in her comments asking, well, bitch, you always twerking with your kids. She said, mind your fucking business. But again, this is what Sexy Red had to say. She said, stop messaging her about her fucking kids.
You're like, why she don't post her kids? Why is y'all worried about my kids? Like, they right here cool, they fed, they clean, they good. What's going on? Why is y'all worried about my kids? Go have some kids and worry about them dirty ass bitches. The fuck? For real. Okay, I'm sorry, but they be pissing me off. Like, yeah, my kids is right here, they good. They always with me, bitch. Thank you.
Y'all heard her. She said, go worry about your little dusty ass kids. But like I said, that is a pet peeve too. Like, simply because somebody does not post their kids, they don't post their spouse, does not mean that this person is not with the kids or the spouse. That's why I said that is another fantasy realm of social media. If you don't post this person, if you don't post your wife, if you don't post your kids, then you're never with them. That's bullshit. Like on social media, you are seeing either a 1 second or maybe a 60-second video of somebody's day. That does not mean they are not with their kids. That does not mean they are not at work. Some of y'all need to get the fuck off the phone, man. Get the fuck off the phone. But now to keep going. So the last thing I would like to touch on, no pun intended, was Michael Rainey being sexually assaulted this past week. Now, I'm sure you guys know who Michael Rainey is. Michael Rainey is a young actor from New York City. You guys may know him as Tariq in the Power Universe TV show. Now, recently, Power Book recently came back for a brand new season. The last season, season 4, recently dropped on Starz, and Michael Rainey Jr. has been making the rounds promoting the show. And recently, he showed up on a live stream by a popular streamer. I believe his name is Tayil. I'm probably fucking his name up. If I am, I don't give a fuck, because what went on during that stream was super inappropriate. Because had that been Michael Rainey Jr. grabbing and groping a woman's private area like that, his entire career would be over. Especially now in the Me Too movement. And something I don't like is it's a couple people I follow who always have something to say every time a man does anything, every time a man grabs. But magically, they're quiet. They're not posting it. But magically, now, they're not talking about it because it's something that happened to a man. Look, let me say right now, again, this may shock some of you guys, but I believe that damn near every man in the world has been sexually assaulted in some shape or form. I know I have. Being touched inappropriately. You know how sometimes you may be at work, a woman may laugh and she might touch your chest or try to touch your stomach or just rub all over your back. Like, I've even had my genitals grabbed at work, at school, in high school, on many different occasions. It is something that happens to damn near every man in the world, but the perception is different. You know, years ago when I worked in the school district, right? So I had a woman, she came up to me and she touched me inappropriately. And of course, me thinking that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I went and I let the higher ups know, hey, so-and-so did this. I didn't feel comfortable. It was inappropriate. And they damn near laughed me out the room. They made it seem as if, like, you a man. Like, why are you in here reporting this? You be all right. Just keep an eye on her and blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Had this shit been reversed, it would not go that way. It wouldn't go that way. And that's why, especially for black men, we just accept it. We shouldn't have to accept it, but if you don't accept it, people laugh at you. If you don't accept it, then your own community, your own friends and coworkers make fun of you or make it seem as if you are not a man if you don't like those things. So you must be gay. Something must be wrong with you. Like, these are all things that I've heard. These are all things that I have experienced. These are all things that other black men have told me they have went through when they were touched inappropriately, especially when they were married, in a relationship, or simply you don't want somebody touching you. I know that the public perception that, oh, you know, all men think with their dicks, but no, some men don't want to be touched. They don't. So what went on that stream with Michael Rainey, to be standing back there, you got kids in the fucking video, you got little children right there. This woman came up, put her arms around him, and grabbed his crotch, and you could see the shock in his fucking face. So I want to boo that bitch. Now, I don't like using the term bitch to pertaining to a woman, but we're going to call her what she is. That was a fucking bitch move. So any woman out there, I don't care how attractive you think you are, I don't care how nice you think your tits, how nice you think your ass is, do not touch that man inappropriately, because had that been reversed, a lot of y'all would jump online and continue the black men ain't shit, black men are garbage, we choose the bear over the man, all these fucking stupid ass narratives. So that's how we gonna end it. Ladies, the same way, a lot of you guys do not want to be touched inappropriately. A lot of you guys do not want to be touched at all. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. Y'all know what time it is. This is that.
Brand new LCP.
Keep your hands to yourself, bitch.